Well, hello, Nerium Nation. I am coming to you from Dallas, Texas. My name is Janie Burkett. I'm a one-star national marketing director and a $300,000 12-month Nerium income earner. And the title of this movie today, what I wanted to talk to you all about was how to take your business to the next level through recruiting and recruiting pretty quickly. And so I know a lot of you might be wanting to take your business to the next level, so we're going to talk about just how to do that. And first of all, I just want to make the distinction that if you are in fact a new brand partner, before you watch any more of this video, go ahead and put it on pause, head over to your back office and watch new brand partner training. You definitely want to take a look at that first. That is from our corporate office, and it definitely has all of the information that you need to get started on the right foot. But for those of you that have maybe been in the business and are trying to take your business to the next level, let's talk a little bit more about recruiting. And the reason we need to talk about recruiting to take your business to the next level is because, in order to get to certain ranks, you definitely need more brand partners. So what we do here in Nerium is we definitely are all about getting customers. And so you might be thinking, why are we talking about recruiting if you just said that we're about customers? Well, in Nerium, we're about getting customers and also customer getters. And so how we take it to the next level is we need a few more customer getters in order to kind of rank up in the compensation plan. For example, you can get to the ranks of senior brand partner or director by having quite a few customers. But if you are getting to senior director, which is the Lexus level or above, all the way up to national marketing director, which is the $50,000 bonus, you definitely need some more brand partners to do that. And so I do have quite a few notes. So if you see me glance down, it's because I'm looking at all my notes. I want to make sure I stay on track for you guys and go pretty quickly. So this is for people, again, who want to take it to the next level. So we're going to begin with the end in mind. So what I mean by that is I'm going to explain a couple of things of going to senior director. Again, that Lexus level, because that really is the building block for national marketing director in this business, which is then the building block for 3-star, 5-star, and even the gold IMD or $1.5 million income or bonus in this company. So you can build all of those ranks just by going senior director. So if you are not a senior director yet, we got to get you to that level first. If you already are a senior director, a lot of this is going to apply to you too in taking your business to the next level. So first of all, the number one thing that you need in order to go senior director and what holds most people back is in fact the 3 senior brand partner leg requirements. So you have to have 12,500 in volume. I will refer you to the compensation plan for all of the details, but basics of it are 12,500 in volume in 1 calendar month and 3 senior brand partner legs. Usually in my experience, I have seen that it's the 3 senior brand partner legs that is holding people back the most from hitting senior director. So how do we get those 3 senior brand partner legs? Well, first of all, it's been my experience also that about 1 in every 3 of your personal recruits is going to go senior brand partner. Now, again, that's not a tried and true ratio. That could be more, could be less. But for the purposes of this talk today, we're going to use that 1 in 3 ratio. And so then how many brand partners do you need to achieve that ratio? You look at your own organization right now. How many senior brand partner legs do you have right now? If you have 1, then you need 2 senior brand partner legs. Well, if I get 1 out of 3 to go senior brand partner, 2 times 3 is 6, we probably got to find you 6 recruits to go senior director. Make sense? You guys follow me on this? So at most, what you would need to go senior director is probably about 9 recruits. If we need 3 senior brand partner legs and you get 3 brand partners, one of them is going to go senior brand partner, then that means we need 9 personal recruits. Now you might think, oh my gosh, that's a big number. And certainly you can get some better ratios than that. And how you get the better ratios is by doing a lot of recruits in a short amount of time. You may be looking at me saying, well, Janie, I've been in the business for, a year or a year and a half so far, and I've already recruited 9 or 10 brand partners in that year or year and a half. Well, the reason you might not have had the ratio that I talked about is because you did all of that recruiting over a whole year as opposed to a 1 or 2 or 3 month timeline. So success loves speed. So the key is not just to recruit 9 total brand partners, but to do it in a short amount of time, as in a 1 or 2 month time frame. And so how we're going to do that is I'm going to talk about some ratios. So ratios for 9 brand partners. If we're going to go recruit 9 brand partners in the next 30 or 60 days, what kind of list do we need to have to do that? Well, about 20% of the people who see a presentation are going to go senior brand partner or are going to become a brand partner for you. And note, that is see a presentation, not look at a brochure, see a before and after picture on a Facebook page, or even try the product. We need 20% of the people that see a presentation are going to become your brand partner. So now that doesn't mean that someone wouldn't also try the product and all of those things too, but the goal here is we need them to see a presentation. And so what that means is that they're either going to a market party, they're going to a real results party, or they can even see the presentation if they're long distance from you through the back office from your Nerium Communication Center. So you don't necessarily need to be live in front of them, but we do need 20% of those people to see a presentation. So again, I'm going to use the 9 recruit number because that's probably for most of you worst case scenario. So if 20% of my people were going to sign up from seeing a presentation, I needed 9 recruits. 9 times 5 is 45. That means I need 45 people to see a presentation. So then what's the ratio of how many people I need to call to get to the presentation part? Well, about half or maybe even a third of the people that you call are going to see that presentation. So all in, I'm looking at about a list of 100 to 120 people with names and phone numbers that I need to get the 9 people to be my new brand partners. And so if we are focusing on activity instead of results, and you'll hear us talk about that a lot here in Nerium, what's the specific activity I need to be focused on the most? I would say it's that number of people that you need to see the presentation. That's the activity that we can control the most. We still can't even control that one all the way, but that's the one that we can control the most. So you're not necessarily trying to control someone signs up, someone doesn't sign up, all of those things we can't control that. But I want to focus on that number of how many people I got to see the presentation, again, in a short amount of time frame. So we're going to just go ahead and say we're going to need a list of 100 names and phone numbers just because that's a nice round number there. And we're going to tell you how to approach those people. So a lot of times what people will want to know is, how do I approach these people? Especially because if they had a good approach, they might be more willing to approach more people or approach certain people that they would have been willing to before. So that's what we're going to talk about. But before we get into that approach and kind of the steps and the elements that need to be there, I want to give you some tips on what we're going to do that. So tip number 1 is everything we're going to talk about from here on out is either on the phone or live in person, okay? Text message, Facebook Messenger, Twitter, Instagram, whatever else, that don't count, okay? We're talking about the phone like this way, like we put up to our ear and we go, hey, how's it going? Can you hear me? I can hear you. We're having a conversation, just like the 90s, okay? That's the type of phone call, using our phone. We're talking about the voice, this part, not the texting, this part, okay? So we're on the phone, okay? So we need the names and phone numbers in order to get them on that list. The second thing is we want to have posture. So those of you that know me personally know that like when I'm out and about and having a good time, you'll notice something very subtly. My pitch in my voice actually goes up when I'm talking about something I'm really excited about. My pitch in my voice is up. We're having a good time. We're partying it up or whatever. The pitch in my voice goes up. When I am talking to someone about this business and I need a business partner, notice the pitch in my voice went down. That's because I like to say this is my big girl voice, okay? So when my pitch and my intonation of my voice is down, that automatically is gonna give me just a little bit better posture. So this is something that is kind of a very technical thing to talk about, but could help your business out a lot. So definitely think about the pitch there and also your tempo, how fast you're talking. We don't wanna talk too fast, but also if you're talking really slow and you don't have a lot to say, that kind of means you don't have a lot going on and you're not really sure about yourself. So what I want to do is I want to talk at a pretty quick tempo, and I also want to have that kind of lower intonation in my pitch, those things are going to kind of help me have that better posture. And then of course you actually want to have better posture in your mind and what you're doing and what you're excited about. So you want to have posture. The other thing is you got to be excited. You know, this is 90% about what we say, how we say it, and only 10% about what we say. So a lot of times we're always like, well, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say? Most likely, if you're just excited and have posture and get to the point, you can't screw it up, okay? So those are the things we're going to talk about is being excited and having that energy when you're talking to people. Lastly, be honest with people. We're going to talk about this in the elements of the approach, but you know, just tell them what you mean. Hey, I like you. We have fun together. I get to do this business with people I like and have fun with. I want that to be you. Check it out, okay? Just want to be honest. That's kind of what you want to think about as we're going through the rest of these things. So if we are beginning with the end in mind, my script on my approach is going to be about what? I want to get those people to see the presentation so I can get them to be my brand partner, right? So for example, if I want them to see the presentation because I want them to do the business with me, I'm probably not going to say, hey, you don't need to buy anything, you don't need to sell anything, I just need to borrow your face for 5 days to take my before and after pictures. That's probably not the approach I'm going to use here with this list because, again, my end result is that I want a brand partner at this point. Now, through this process, again, I am going to get some customers because some people will look at some info, say that's not for me, but gosh, I have to have my hands on that product. Great, I'm gonna sign them up. I'm so excited to help them get started as a customer and definitely get their product for free. But again, in my end game is I gotta get to Lexus or I gotta get somebody else to Lexus. So how many brand partners do I need? I need 9, so I can get 3 of them to be senior brand partner. That's not a customer. So even though I'm going to sign up the customers, again, my objective here is brand partners. So I want my script to follow that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you we have 5 elements of these scripts. And so you're not going to necessarily have the same thing that you're saying to everybody. It's going to be literally different for every person you talk to. But what you're going to do is you are going to, have these 5 elements included so that you know that you're kind of on the right track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over these 5 elements. If you've got a pen and paper, write them down. And then I'm going to go over them a little more specifically and what they mean. So number 1, first element is you're in a hurry, okay? Number 2 is I want you to look at this business because of X, Y, and Z. Number 3 is I'm going to give you a way out. Number 4 is I want to get you some info if I would you. And then number 5 is I'm going to set and confirm a follow-up time. So let's talk about these individually. So number 1, I'm in a hurry. The reason I'm in a hurry is because, first of all, I want them to know, hey, I got a lot of things going on. I got a lot of people I'm talking to. I want to do this business with you, but I don't need you, okay? So that's kind of what being in a hurry kind of gives that impression to people. They're not your only prospect. I've got a lot of others. I don't need you, but I sure want you, okay? So that's kind of the posture that being in a hurry gives you. Also, being in a hurry is going to keep you from falling into the trap of them asking you a bunch of questions and then you getting into the trap of how do you answer them or not answer them because you don't want to be the third party. You want to use a third party tool. So how do you get caught out of that trap? If you're in a hurry, then you automatically give yourself a way out of that trap. So you're in a hurry. And lastly, you really are in a hurry. If you have a list of 100 people that you need to be calling through, you spend 30 or 40 minutes on the phone with each one of them. It just took you a year to contact all 100 of those people. So you actually are in a hurry. This is not a lie. You are in a hurry. We got to get through this list pretty quickly. So your target time on each one of these calls is about a 3-minute long phone call. Some might take a little less. Some might take a little more, but you want a 3-minute phone call. Okay, so you actually are in a hurry. So here's some examples. I'll use Jacob. He's my husband. So I'll use him as my prospect. So I might call up Jacob and say, hey, Jacob, I'm in a big hurry. Glad I caught you on the phone, though. I have something really important I want to talk to you about. How are you doing today? Okay. Another one might be, hey, Jacob, I'm running in between meetings. I had just a second in between meetings. So, but I am glad I got you on the phone because there's something I want to talk to you about. Or, hey, Jacob, if I'm a mom, hey, Jacob, I got kids screaming in the background. I think one of them just maybe cut off a finger or something. So I don't have a long time to talk, but I'm glad I got you on the phone. Okay, so I'm in a hurry. Number two is I want you to look at this business. So again, I'm being very honest with them. The reason for my call is I want to do the business with them. Okay. Now we'll talk about some other things on step 3 about how they can have a way out. But I want to be upfront. I want to do this business with you, and I want to tell them why. So first of all, I am leading with that business because I'm beginning with the end in mind. Secondly, think to yourself, why do you want to do this business with them? You know, what is it about them that you think would make them great at this business? If you tell them that, a lot of times people are going to be like, oh, thanks for all these compliments. You know, stop, keep going. I want to hear more about myself. So we want to tell them why we want to do this business with them, or why we value them, or think they would be an asset, or think they would really go and excel here. So there's the most variables here in this one. So we're going to come back to this step in a second, but I want to get you to get that one. Number 3, this is very important. I want to give them a way out. So there's 2 reasons psychologists say that people make decisions. They're based on 2 different drivers. One is to avoid pain. The other is to gain pleasure. So I want to frame this whole thing in a way that's going to give them pleasure and that's not going to be painful for them. And so how I do that is by giving them a way out. If they know up front that they can tell me no and we're still going to be great friends and it's not going to be awkward and we're not going to have hurt feelings or anything like that, then they are more apt to look at the information that I'm providing for them. So I want to give them a way out first. So it can look like this. This may or may not be for you, but I've got to have you take a look at it. I can't make you any promises that this is going to be a fit for you, but I got to have you take a look at it. I know already this is not for you, but I've got to have you take a look at this info. Okay, so I want to give them a way out up front. Number 4, fourth element here is get them the info if I would you. Okay, so what does that mean? If I would you, I want to get a conditional response from them. If I did this, would you do that? And what that is I'm going to say, if I sent you some info, would you take a look at it? Okay, so that's what the if I would you is. If they say, no, I would not look at it, then conversation over. Okay, we're not going to send them the tool. We're not going to try and put them out on our whiteboard and try and get them to the next thing. No, they said they wouldn't look at the tool right now. Okay, so that's a good, then we have something else we can talk about with them next, but right now they said they wouldn't look at the tool, so the rest of the conversation is irrelevant. I want to know up front, if I sent this to you, would you take it serious and actually look at it? Okay, so that's what we want to do with if I would you. And typically, what I'm doing is I'm sending them the last run club video or the full Nerium presentation. Again, if I just send them a product sizzle video, that's not going to give them a whole lot of info on the business, right? I want them to look at the business. And again, I score points when I get someone in front of a presentation. What do I have in the back office? NCC, the Nerium Communication Center, I have the full presentation. So let's start off with that. I want to score points fast, right? I'm in a hurry. I want to get to my Lexus 5 minutes ago. I gotta stop wasting time and get there in a hurry. So how do I do that? I want to say, if I would you take a look at this thing? And I'm going to send them that full presentation right away. So then number 5 is I'm going to set and confirm the follow-up. So here's where I tell them, hey, what I'm going to send you is about 18 minutes long. Side note, both the Last Run Club and the Nerium Experience videos are both right around the 18-minute mark. So either way, I can say it's about 18 minutes long. So what I say is, what I'm about to send you is about 18 minutes long. Would you have 18 minutes sometime today to take a look at it? If they say no, now I'm going to say, okay, well, when would you have 18 minutes next? And the reason I'm saying 18 minutes is because I'm already putting into their mind, hey, I'm not asking for 7 hours of time from you. It's 18 minutes, okay? Short amount of time, okay? That's what I want to get across to them, because sometimes people are like, oh, I'm so busy. School's about to start. Kids are about to get back in school. Really? You don't have 18 minutes before September 1st, probably not. So I want to say, hey, when do you have 18 minutes? Do you have 18 minutes today? I want to keep this process moving quickly. If they say no, I say, what about tomorrow? When would you have 18 minutes to watch it tomorrow? Okay, so I want to get that time frame from them. And then I want to ask them, if I call you at such and such time, would you be able to talk to me for just 5 or 10 minutes and give me any feedback or concerns or any opinions that you have on it? So I want to know if I can call them back at a certain time. And so I'm going to say, okay, what about 9 o'clock p.m. tonight? Would that work for you? Okay, it would. Perfect. I'm going to call you at 9. Again, make sure you take a look at that video before we chat at 9. And I'm looking forward to talking with you. I've also got your email address. I just want to confirm that real quick. I've got it at email@gmail.com. Is that what it is? It is? Okay, great. I'm going to call you tonight at 9. Now, at 9, when I call them, I have an expert on the phone, and that's when I do a 3-way call, which is a whole another training, so I'm not going to go into that. But that's the process there. At 9 o'clock when I call them, I'm calling them with a third-party expert. So last thing I say before I hang up the phone is I'm confirming that time again. So again, I'm calling you at 9 o'clock. You're going to answer the phone. Even if you think only bad things about it, that's cool. I want to hear it all. So take notes. I want to hear your honest opinion. At 9 o'clock, I'm going to give you a call. I won't keep you on the phone too long because I know it's going to be late. So that's how I'm going there. So let me recap that and go through the whole script again one more time. So I call up Jacob and I say, hey, Jacob, this is Janie. I'm so excited to get you on the phone. How are you today? He says, great. I say, okay, great, awesome. I only have a second. I'm running in between meetings right now, but I'm glad I caught you on the phone. The reason for my call is because, I know you've seen a little bit of what I'm doing with this company and this business I'm partnered with. I don't think you've actually had a chance to take a look at it yet. And I know that you would be a perfect fit for it. I would love to do this business with you. And so what I want to know from you is if I sent you some info about it, would you take an honest look at it? Give me your honest feedback and, look and see if it's something that you could be interested in. I know it may not be for you and there's no promises on that. If you tell me no, that's cool, but I've got to at least get you this info, have you take a look at it and get your opinion. So if I sent it to you, would you take a look at it? He goes, yes, I would. I said, okay, great. I'm going to send it over to you. It's about an 18-minute long video. Do you have 18 minutes today? Okay, you do? Great. 9 o'clock p.m. tonight, could I be able to call you at that time? We chat for 5 or 10 minutes at most. You give me any of your feedback, thoughts, concerns, or questions that you might have. Again, I want you to be real honest with me, so don't hold anything back. But would you be able to hop back on the phone tonight around 9 o'clock? Okay, you would? Great. I'm going to send this over to you. Looking forward to chatting with you then. Again, at 9 o'clock, make sure you've taken a look at that 18-minute video before we get on the phone. Have a wonderful afternoon. Can't wait. Bye. Okay, that's how it is. So you can see it can go pretty quickly. And I probably didn't sound rehearsed because I wasn't. I literally made that whole thing up on the spot, so I'm making all of these things up on the spot, but I'm including all of those elements and kind of including them in that succession, okay? So here's what I didn't include, if you'll notice. Number 1, the name of the company. Number 2, the products or product type that we have in the company. Number 3, any details of any kind, okay? So I'm not giving them any details. I want them to get that from the tool. If if they do ask me, if Jacob had said, well, what is this company that you're with again? What kind of products do they have? I will either refer back to, hey, I'm in a hurry. I don't have time to go into it, so I'm going to send you the info. Or it's easier for me to show you than to tell you, so that's why I want to get you the info. Okay, so those are 2 great responses to that. Another great thing that you can say, particularly in the step 4 process, that I'm going to get them the info is, hey, I would look at this for you if you asked me, so I'm hoping you'd do the same thing for me. That's a great thing to say to people as well. Got that from 5-star NMD Darren Kidd. But let's go through a few types of scripts that we have here. So if you're like, how can I reach out to some of these people? Let me give you a few different types of people or scripts that you could go through. Number 1, someone who told you no before. Someone was kind of, I said no before I said yes. So most of you probably listening did the same thing. So if somebody told you no before, here's what you can say. Hey, I know this wasn't for you in the past, but a lot of things have changed in our company and it still may not be for you, but I would love to get you some of our updated info and for you to give me your feedback on it. So if I sent it to you, would you take a look at it? Again, can still tell me no if it's still not for you. Okay, great. That'd be the next one. Okay. Number 2, you have someone that you think is a rock star and you would put them on your top 10 list. Here I go. Hey, you know what? I wanted to give you a call. I'm going to level with you. You are on the top 10 list of people, of my list of people that I would just love to do this business with you. I think you're a rock star. I think you would crush it. And more importantly, I love being around you. So I would love to do this business with you. Can I level with you? If I sent you this info, would you take a look at it with an open mind and an open heart? Give me your honest feedback. And if it's not for you, that's cool. Okay, great. Now I go on to the next step. They've never taken a serious look at it before. So someone that's kind of known what you're doing, maybe they're a customer, but they've never really looked at the business. Same thing. Hey, I know you haven't looked at this business before. You love the products or you see what I'm doing, but I want you to take a serious look at this business because I would so love to do this business with you. It may not be for you, and if you tell me no, that's cool. I totally understand it's not for everybody, but you haven't really even taken a look at it yet. So can you take a look at it and give me your honest opinion? Okay, great. Next person. They're a recruit up. You feel uncomfortable asking them to even do this business. Maybe they make $1 trillion a year or something like that. They own a lot of businesses. They're all very, very successful. And we want to ask them to take a look at it. So I might say, hey, I really wanted to get on the phone with you today because I know you're extremely successful in everything you do. I really respect your business acumen. And so because of that, I would love for you to take a look at my business and what I'm doing and give me any feedback or pointers that you may have for me. Would you mind taking some of your time to do that for me? Okay, great. Then you can continue on with the rest of the process. They have some referrals for you, or you think they would have some referrals for you, or even better yet, they know people in Canada, Mexico, or Korea. So we call them, we say, hey, I know this business that I've been doing is not for you, but we are expanding internationally. I know you have some international contacts and you have some other friends that also have international contacts, and I would like to be expanding my business in some international markets. And so what I would love for you, because I know you really value your network and you wouldn't make any referrals unless you really knew what you were referring, could I send you some info on what I'm doing so you know what I'm doing? And as you find people who you think would be a fit, you could give me some referrals. Okay, great. Now I continue down the next path. Here's just another one that's more about you. You're ready to run. Hey, I know you've taken a look at what I'm doing before, or you've seen what I'm doing, and I'm having such a great time with my company. You know, I'm been on a couple of trips, or I'm driving a free Lexus, or I'm really loving the product, making a little bit of money, and it's been awesome. But I've been doing this more on kind of like a spare time basis and kind of just dabbling in it. And right now I am ready to run. I'm ready to make 6 figures within the next 12 months. I'm really serious about this. And I seriously would love for you to do this with me and to go on this run with me. So would you take a look if I sent you some info and give me your honest feedback? If it's not for you, that's cool. Okay. Next thing, they're a close friend and a close or a family member. Hey, I'm really excited about this business and I just cannot imagine going on this journey without you. So I have got to have you at least take a look at it. You're my family, so you have to take a look at it and give me your honest opinion, and then you can tell me no, but you have to look at it first, okay? So that's a good friend or family one if you can be a little more honest with them. You have a couple of things that you really admire about them. This is great to really stroke someone's ego. People love compliments, right? I don't know anybody that doesn't love a compliment. I love compliments. Feel free to compliment me. Okay, I love them. Everybody loves them. So maybe you have a few things that you admire about someone. Hey, what I really admire about you is you are a person of character. You're a person of integrity. You are super driven. You know a ton of people, and everybody that knows you loves you. And those are exactly the type of qualities of someone in this business that takes it all the way to the top. So because of that, I've got to have you at least take a look at what I'm doing and give me your honest feedback. And if it's not for you, no sweat. Okay, next. Things in the company have changed. Hey, there's some new things going on in our company that you may or may not know about. I would love for you to take a look at it and maybe even see if it's something that you could see yourself doing on a business side right now. Again, it may not be for you, still may not be for you, but that's no problem. But I've got to get you some information. I mean, the partnerships that we have just created and announced are crazy, so you've got to take a look at it. Okay, so those are just some of the sample different categories that we have. You may come up with a few others, but you'll see right there. So a couple of tips in closing out. I know we've gotten a little long. I want to close it out for you guys. Number one, do not leave a voicemail on the first call. Simply just hang up if they don't answer. On the second call, you do want to leave a voicemail, and your voicemail is real short and sweet. Hey, Jacob, I'm so excited. I have something super important to talk to you about. You got to give me a call ASAP, 720-218-4254, okay? Click, hang up. Very, very short. Also, second tip, plan, do, review. What does that mean? You don't want to blow through your whole list of 100 without reviewing and reflecting on how it went and if there's some things you need to tweak or change. John Maxwell says that the people who are most successful are people who are reflecting on what they're doing and able to make some modifications. So what I recommend is to do a block of about 10 exposures, 10 dials, and then review what you're doing, maybe even watch this video again and see if there's things you need to tweak or change, and then hit the next 10 up. Thirdly, plan your call time as a block of time, and then protect that time with your life. So if I know I'm going to make 10 dials, again, if on average I've got 3 minutes a dial, and I've already got their names and phone numbers listed out, I can probably plan on making those 10 dials between about 45 minutes and an hour. So if I have that block of time scheduled in my planner, then I'm going to protect that time with my life. If you've got a team of people on your Nerium team already and they need a three-way call during that time, you're not available. You got to protect that time. They either need to ask somebody else in their upline for a three-way call or reschedule it. If you have this time blocked off to do your exposures or to do your dials, you got to protect that time with your life. You are the only person that can make these dials. You have to think about it that way. Other people, sideline, upline, downline, whoever, can do somebody else's three-way call. But you're the only person that can make these dials because you're the only one that has these relationships. So you got to protect that time. If your house is burning down, get out, and that's when you can stop the dials. But other than that, you want to protect that time with your life. Close the door. You're not available. Turn off Facebook. Don't be looking at any other text messages. They can wait. Call through that list. Be focused on that, and then do whatever else you got to do. The second thing is you still have to do 2 a day on top of this. So this is not replacing your 2 a day exposures that you would normally be doing with our 10 core Nerium system. So you're still doing your 2 a day exposures. Also, again, you want to have a sense of urgency. If someone sees the presentation or sees some of the information and they're in play now, you want to take them through that loop as fast as possible. If they want to see the product, now let's go get it to them. But if they're ready to sign up, in fact, as recording this video, I actually just recruited my own personal recruit last night. Originally, they did want to try the product first, but then after sending them some information and getting them on a three-way call, they signed up on the spot after the three-way call. So I'm still doing the exact same things I'm telling you to do. And so now they're going to try the product when they get their stinking launch kit. Yay, right? And so they'll be able to sample it out with some other people at the same time that they're trying it. So they're going to get their before and after pictures along with before and after pictures of other people that they're trying it at the same time instead of waiting a whole nother week or 2 weeks before they get started. So I moved up that timeline. The other thing, I heard this from Darren Kidd too, if you have someone that's going to be going to the presentation at a market party or a real results party and they are on this list of people that you want to do the business with, have them watch some information or see some information before they get to the live event. That way they're using the live event for confirmation instead of information. And we have a higher chance to get them signed up on the spot if they've already seen some information, they already have some questions ready. Then they see the presentation, maybe the live presentation answered some of their questions, or they get to speak with a top income earner at that event and get their questions answered. They also get to, see our fun Nerium culture and all of that. That's just going to solidify those things in their mind. So have them use the live event more for confirmation instead of information. Obviously, if you don't have a chance to do that, still bring them to the event. But if the event is 2 or 3 days away, you've got plenty of time to get them some information, maybe even get them on a three-way call first, get them another piece of information, and then get them to that event. Remember, recruiting is a process, not an event, so I got to get them a few exposures. If I'm going to get them to a live event, it's a few days away. I for sure want to get a few tools in their hands before then if I can. The next thing is I want to front end load all of these calls. So what I mean by that, if your goal is to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 personal recruits in the next 30 days, I don't want to be spreading all of these dials out amongst those 30 days. I want to do them within the first week or 10 days because, again, this is a process. I can't expect that someone is going to take a look at my information and 24 or 48 hours later sign up. That's not realistic. Now, it may happen, and if it does, congratulations, good for you. That's not happened to me. So, share some of that love with me if that does happen. But most of the time, it's going to take a process. So I want to get them in play and get the process started very quickly. So that way, if it does take them a week or 2 weeks to get started, I'm only halfway through that 30-day time frame, and I still have 2 more weeks now to maybe go get them fast start qualified or to get them 3-year free qualified. Next, if you have spouses or significant others that don't do this business with you, I know my sister Holly is a 1-star national marketing director. You may recognize her from the Real Results Party video. She's the short red hair lady. Her husband does not do this business with her. Of course, he is massively supportive of her and has definitely fed her a few leads, and they have 5 kids. So he definitely supports them and supports her in the business. But he doesn't do this business with her, and that's totally fine. If you have a spouse that doesn't do this business with you, that's fine. That's awesome. But they probably have a whole list of contacts that are warm market contacts that you haven't tapped into yet. How do you tap into those in an efficient manner? Well, have your spouse make these calls. So for example, what that would look like for, again, using my sister and my brother-in-law as an example, Bradley may call his friend Jonathan and say, hey, Jonathan, I do the same process. I don't have a long time to chat, but the reason for my call is that I wanted to share with you the business that my wife is doing because it might be for you or for your wife or for someone that you know. It's really blessed us. We've been so thankful for it. So I would love to share it with you. It may not be for y'all, and that's fine, but I want to send you some info. If I sent you some info, would you take a look at it and give us your thoughts? Of course, they say, okay, great. Here's where it changes. After they say, yes, I'll watch it, I say, the spouse says this. Okay, great. My wife is going to be calling you to follow up with you. When would be a good time within the next 24 hours for her to call you, just chat with you about your feedback real quick over a 5 or 10 minute conversation? Okay, great. She's going to call you at this time. Here's her number, so you recognize the number that she's calling you from, and we're really excited to get your thoughts and feedback on that. Bam. Now the spouse or the significant other has tapped into their network, but now Holly or the brand partner that is doing the business can take it and run with it from there. And you don't have to, if you're not in the business as the spouse and don't really know a whole lot of our lingo, you don't know what FSQ means. All you know is you drive the free Lexus. That's all you need to know. You can just say, hey, I don't know a whole lot about this. All I know is I drive the free Lexus, and y'all got to take a look at it. We're going to send you some info, then Holly's going to follow up with you. Easy peasy. Don't have to make these very complicated. Okay, so in closing, I've really gone a lot longer than I wanted to, but I feel like this is information that can really help a lot of you. In closing, you guys, what we have here with Nerium is seriously such a gift. You really have to know what we have, and it really can take you and your family anywhere you want to go. The question is, will you do it? Will you make these dials? I know most people have the problem making these dials because they're afraid of hearing a no. First of all, let me alleviate that fear and let you tell you, you're gonna hear no. You're gonna hear no a lot. Just get used to it. That's part of the game. Jeff Olson says, don't want what you don't want. If everybody said yes, there's no opportunity for you. It'd be done and over, every person in the world would be a Nerium brand partner, and you would have no opportunity. So it's because of the no's that you have an opportunity, because successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Some people are not willing to hear a no. You become willing to hear a no. You become over the masses. You are able to have a significant income that other people that aren't able to hear a no cannot have. So you got to be willing to hear a no. It's interesting. Some people say, I would do anything for my family. I would take a bullet for my kids. But would you be willing to hear a no for your kids? Would you be willing to do that? Anytime you don't pick up the phone because you're afraid they're going to tell you no, think about that. Have 20 seconds of courage, get on the phone, do it anyway. If they tell you no, guess what? Nothing happens. No bodily harm came to you. The phone is not a lion. It's not going to eat you, okay? Like you're not in peril or life danger. It's just a phone. It's just a person on the other end that you probably know, love, and trust, who, even if they do tell you no, they're still going to love you. They're still going to support you. So it's not scary. Just do it. The other thing is, if you do hear a no, always ask people, don't close the loop there and say, okay, bye. Don't close the loop there. Keep it open. Say, okay, I know this isn't for you. No problem. Can I keep you updated on things that roll out in the future? And have a list and title it your convention list. What that means is after every convention, we always announce a lot of changes to the company, new countries, new products, maybe additions to the compensation plan or promotions or what have you. So we're going to announce things at conventions. What you want to do is have a list going that as soon as the convention happens and is done, that Sunday after convention, you've already got your list of people you can say, hey, remember how you said you wanted me to keep you updated? Guess what? We have some new stuff, wanted to tell you about it. If I sent you some info, would you take a look at it? Let me follow up with you. Keep that same process going. If they say no, they're added back to the next convention list again. The other thing too is if you're the first person to tell them about it, or this is the first time you've told them about it, just say, hey, I want to level with you. You're eventually at some point going to want to do this business. Might not be now, might not be until 5 years from now, but you're going to want to do it. Can you at least remember who told it to you first? You want to make sure that you're able to still get them at some point in the future if they're a no for you right now. And this is a matter of what you want to do here, you guys. This is really simple, just to recap. It's a matter of determining your goal from a brand partner's perspective. How many new recruits do you personally need? And then backing into that by multiplying that number by 5 to get, that's the amount of people that you need to see a presentation. Then multiply that number by 2 or 3. That's the number of people that you need to have on a list with names and phone numbers. And then you can simply block it out in time. If you only need 3 brand partners to get, this month, 3 brand partners would probably explode most of your business. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 people need to see a presentation. 15 times 3 we'll go on the worst end, the worst case possible. Okay, 15 times 3 is 45 names and phone numbers. If I blocked off an hour to go through about 10 dials a day, I could call through that whole list in 5 days, right? Everybody can probably block off an hour, or even if you break it up, do 5 and 5 and 2 30-minute different windows. Everybody can do that. The problem is a lot of time we just either not willing to do it, or B, we don't have the clarity on what we need to focus on. So I'm giving you guys the focus and the clarity right now on what to do. So in closing, get with your upline. Let them know what your goal is. Be accountable. Accountability takes people to the next level. So get with your upline. Tell them what your goal is. Tell them what you're trying to achieve. Be accountable to that. Let's get you some new recruits, and most importantly, let's get you guys some wins. Let's get you a paycheck. Let's get you to the next level. Let's get you on the stage with us at the next convention, and let's get your family what they need. I know a lot of you are in this business because your family has a need. This company can do it. The plan I just outlined for you can help you achieve that. So let's get to it. Thank you all so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Have a great day.